Hello, I hope you are fine. This lecture centers around the poetry meter. What do we mean by poetic meter? As the word denotes, meter is the basic rhythmic structure, البناء الإيقاعي of a verse, بيت شعر or lines of verses مجموعة من الأبيات. The fixed pattern of accented means stressed, and unaccented syllables. Unaccented means unstressed syllables. What do we mean by syllables? Syllables refer to parts of words. This part revolves around a vowel sound. The study of meter and forms of versification is known as prosody, التنغيم, التلحين. Meter is determined by the type and the number of feet. By feet we mean تفعيلة البيت الشعري. So let's forget about these strange definitions and let's start our lesson in a practical manner in order to know how to recognize the kind of meter. Let's start by recognizing what is meant by the syllable. The syllable اللي هو المقطع. By a syllable, we mean a word if it's a short word, or part of a word if it's a long word with a vowel sound at its center. يبقى the condition of having a syllable, having a vowel sound. For example, the word cat consists of one syllable. Why? Because it has one vowel sound at its center. Cat, cat. The word moon also consists of one syllable because the double O is considered one sound because they are successive. They come after each other. So moon consists of one syllable. The word forest, forest consists of two syllables. Why? The first syllable is for, which has the letter or the vowel sound O at its center, and the second syllable is ist, which has the letter or the sound E at its center. The word fancy consists of two syllables. The first half, fan, has the sound A, while the second half, C, has the sound I. When we have Y letter at the end of the word in phonetics, it's considered I, not Y. So we have two syllables. A word such as considering consists of four syllables. Con, the letter O. Said, this is the second syllable with I at its center. Then the schwa before the R. Then the I before NG. So the word considering consists of four syllables. Okay. After our recognition of the syllable, we can count every two or three syllables as being one foot. الفوت اللي هي التفعيلة. Okay. In some lines of poetry, We have something called iamb or iambic foot, which consists of two syllables. The first one is unstressed or unaccented, while the second one is stressed. True K consists of two syllables. The first one is stressed, while the second one is unstressed. The third type is spondy, which consists of two syllables. The first one is stressed and also the second. The Anapestic consists of three syllables. The first one is unstressed, the second one is unstressed, and then the third is stressed. Then the dactyl, it consists of three syllables. The first one is stressed, while the second and the third are unstressed. Then we have other two types, but they are very rare in English poetry. When we count every two syllables as one foot, this is the result. If the line of verse or line of poetry consists of one foot, then it is called monometer. Mono comes from one. 1 meter, monometer. أحادي التفعيلة. If the line of verse consists of 2 feet, تفعيلتين, it's called diameter because in Latin the prefix di means 2. If it consists of 3 feet, then it's called trimeter because in Latin the prefix tri means 3. If the number of feet is 4, then the type of feet is tetrameter because tetra in Latin means 4. If it consists of 5 feet, then it's pentameter. 6 feet, hexameter. 7 feet, heptameter, and no more, because we cannot find a line of poetry which consists of more than 7 feet. It will be very, very, very long, and this is not accepted in poetry. Let's take a practical example. This is a line from Shakespeare's Macbeth. The line reads as this: double, double, toil and trouble. Double, double, toil and trouble. Let's start by counting the syllables of the line. We count the syllable by considering the vowel sounds. The first vowel sound we encounter or meet, OU, because they are successive vowel sounds, so they will be considered as one sound. So this is the first syllable. The second syllable is bell, which consists in phonetics of B, schwa, L. So these are two syllables. This makes one foot. We put these slanted lines or this line as a separator between every foot and the following one. So that again, the first step is to count the syllable, and then every two syllables are considered one foot. The word double consists of two syllables, so it's one foot. The word double is repeated again, so it consists of two syllables, and this time it's considered one more foot. This is foot 2. This slanted lines in red is considered the separator between every foot. Toil, we have the vowel sounds O and I. Because they are successive and they occur inside the same syllable, so we consider them one sound. So it's one syllable and has a, so it's one syllable. Toil and are two syllable, which makes a third foot. This red line is a separator between foot 3 and the final foot, the word trouble. Trouble has OU because they are successive vowel sounds occurring in the same syllable, so they are considered one sound. So tra, the one syllable, bell, the second syllable, two syllables make one foot. So this line of verse consists of 4 feet. According to the timetable we have taken, 4 feet is considered tetrameter. Tetrameter. There is another thing that we have to take into consideration. We have said in the first slide, we have accented and unaccented syllables. Weak syllables are unaccented or unstressed, whereas strong syllables are stressed or accented. For example, the word football. Football consists of 2 syllables, foot and ball. Both of them are strong, so that both of them are stressed. The mark of a stressed or accented syllables is this slanted line. Whereas the word happily consists of 3 syllables. Hap, and it's a strong syllable because the stress is the first syllable of the adverb. Then I, it's unstressed, and finally the ly, which is unstressed. So these 3 syllables are stressed, unstressed, unstressed, and this is called dactylic. Understand is a verb, and according to the rules of stress, the long verb takes the stress or on its final syllables. So only the final syllable and is stressed, while under and on are unstressed. Hello. The first part of the word is stressed, while the final O is unstressed. This is called the true cake. Unwell. Unwell. It consists of 2 parts. Un, which means negative. Well. Well is stronger than un. So well is stressed, while un is unstressed. This is called the iambic, and this is the most common or more popular form. How can we determine which syllable is stressed or accented and which is unstressed or unaccented? We have to know that the parts of speech are divided into lexical and grammatical items. Lexical items are frequently stressed. What are lexical items? By lexical items, we refer to nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. يبقى when you meet a noun, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb, this means that this word is stressed or accented. Whereas the other parts of speech are called grammatical items or functional categories. Most of them are unstressed according to the general rules. We are not now speaking about exceptions. We are speaking about the general rules. According to these rules, the grammatical or functional items are unstressed. Grammatical items include helping verbs such as can, could, shall, should, must, pronouns he, she, they, my, prepositions in, at, on, demonstratives this, that, those, these, articles the, a, an, conjunctions and, or, but, so, and etc., etc. The mark or the symbol of stressed syllables are these slanted lines, whereas the mark of unstressed syllables are unaccented letter U, unaccented or unstressed. Let's take this practical example. Forests growing under water. The word forests consists of two syllables, for and ists. The first syllable is the accented syllable because according to the rule of the stress of nouns, nouns are stressed on its first, nouns are stressed over the first part of the noun, whereas the second syllable is unstressed or unaccented. Two syllables make one foot, and this red line is the separator between every foot and another. Growing. Grow is a verb. The first part is stressed, while the second part, the ing, is unstressed. The end of every verb, whether ing or ed or s, is unaccented. So we have stressed and unstressed, and then this is the end of this foot, and we separate this by this red slanted lines. On this stressed, and the ER is a very weak syllable, so it's unstressed because we can pronounce the word without pronouncing this as under. Water. The first part is stressed, while the second and the final part is unstressed because I can say water without pronouncing the R sound according to the British pronunciation. Of course, I'm not following the American pronunciation code. So this is a practical example of how we start by stressed and end by unstressed syllable, and every two syllables will make a separate line in order to separate one feet from the other. One more example. Whose words these are? I think, I know. When I confront such a line of poetry, how can I determine which word to stress and which one to unstress? So let's compare between the first and the second word. Whose and whose. Whose is a relative pronoun. So it's one of the types of pronouns. Pronouns fall under the category of grammatical items or functional category. So it's a weak category. It falls under the category which is unstressed. While words is a noun. The noun belongs to the lexical category, which is accented or stressed. So whose will be unaccented or unstressed, while woulds will be stressed. The same with these are. This is the demonstrative pronoun, اسم إشارة. So it will be unstressed, while are is the basic verb of the sentence, so it will be stressed. I think. I is a pronoun, a personal pronoun, so it's unaccented, while think is the main verb, so it's accented. I know is the same. I is a personal pronoun, so it's unaccented, while know is a main verb, so it's accented. Another example, but this time Anapestic poetry. There was an old man with a beard. There was an old man. An old man as a package. An is an article, so it's unaccented. Old man, of course, a man is the noun, is stronger than the adjective old. So man will be stressed or accented, while old will be unaccented. So we will have the pattern unstressed, unstressed, stressed, and this is called the Anapestic meter, which consists of two unstressed syllables followed by one stressed syllable. Then try to scan this line of poetry from John Donne's on his blindness, John Milton's on his blindness. When I consider how my light is spent, when the first syllable, because it has the vowel sound E, I, a syllable. So when I is contain two syllables, this is 1 feet, 1 foot. Consider, con, o, and I, this make two syllables and 1 feet. The schwa before the R sound and the O of how, this makes 1 foot. My light, my, the Y sound of my, and the I sound of light, this makes 1 foot. Is spent is the I of is and the E of spent. So let's count the number of uh, feet, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet. So it's pentameter يعني البيت خماسي. What about the stress? When I is stronger in comparison to when. So unstressed, stressed, so it's iambic. This is iambic pentameter. I wander lonely as a cloud. The word wander is written by A, but it's pronounced O because it means walks aimlessly. I is a personal pronoun. Unstressed, one. The first part of the verb is stressed. Then the second foot. The remaining part of the verb dar, wander. Then the O of lonely. This is the second foot. Then the remaining part of lonely, the Y sound and the A of as, which makes a third foot. Then the final foot is a article, and the O, U of cloud. So this makes 4 feet, which is called the tetrameter. And because the first vowel sound is unstressed and the second vowel sound is stressed, so it's iambic. The iambic is the most popular kind of poetry in the most popular kind of poetic meter. This is the end of our lecture, followed by quiz 1 on both lecture 1 and lecture 2. Thank you and the best of luck.